Hey everybody, welcome to the live. If you don't see the red button in the corner, I'm not here and you're watching a replay. And I screwed that whole intro up, but you know what I meant. You know what I meant by now. Hello, Susan. How are you? All right, I gotta share it. Awesome on the food. How's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday? And if it's not Tuesday, my bad. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Hey, everybody. Thought I'd fit in a short live before the kiddies get out. Sure. One of them's the last week of school, exam week. Should probably be in the door early. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate it. I don't know what I'm doing watching this phone. This is the one that merges everything. Fiona, I'm going to go ahead and come to you. Your name is Pop. Thank you for the coffee. I appreciate it. Sweet Jesus, Lord knows I need it. Yoga. And I have this one. You can't say anything. You can't argue with me because I'm on the screen there. All right. Fiona, has there been anything going on with your dreams? If not yet, plan on there being some kind of a message coming through your dream state. You know, I know it's weird what I'm about to say, but I do feel like there's some sort of a guide that is going to reach out and give some form of help or guidance or a message to you. Okay. I want to say it could be a masculine. It doesn't necessarily have to be because obviously, you know, in spirit we're just energy really. But this would be a spirit that has a very masculine energy. So right now you're supposed to take more initiative and put into yourself. It's about coming back into oneness with you and taking that time to, I heard the word evaluate things. I can mean a whole hell of a lot by spirit, but those very big keywords of it. But I do think that you need to be more open to possibilities, though. It's about thinking outside the box, allowing yourself to attract opportunity. Because, you know, it's almost like if this deals with other people at this time, you might not be very open, whether that not be saying your full truth, saying what's on your mind, just kind of keeping and aspects yourself to yourself. And you may find that this is going to hold a stagnation if you're not careful or have one too long. Don't overly focus on anything either, because it's time to break the chains of the past. But you are going through a period of time that new stability does look like it's coming in for you, something more sturdy. And I feel like whatever you do, do not, like I said, do not go back and forth. The indecisiveness needs to be set to the side. You do know what you're doing. I got the situation cards out for today. Are you waiting on some form of paperwork? Look for some kind of paperwork or something to be maybe coming in the mail or an email. I do feel like this would be in a form of communication. But I also see balance coming in, and I do feel like the universe is sending signs and synchronicities to kind of tell you that things are going to get better. And I think a lot of messages have been coming your way. I don't know if you've been seeing like number 1111, 2222, but these would come in a form of numbers in a big way. And I want to say that there's something about smells, and I do feel like this would be somebody in spirit trying to give you comfort or some kind of reassurance. You know why? Because something needs to come to close or has come to close, and they're trying to either help you come to terms with it or just kind of assure you that what happened was for a very good reason. I hope that helps or resonates, Fiona. Your angel number is 266. Fiona, is somebody getting married or getting engaged? There's somebody in spirit is discussing a wedding. And is there a connection, any connection to France or French? Is there a specific thing about French? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't hear about somebody getting married then. But there's some kind of wedding. Now, this could be when they were living. I'm looking at a lot of names, though. I need to only focus on one name. I'm horrible about that. Then I start getting random messages. Could be, but it's like French. I heard some French words. Like mademoiselle. Oh, Lord. Well, I hope that helps, sweetie. If that's for somebody that's still in here, they'll keep talking. Sometimes they don't let it go. Sometimes they don't let it go. No problem. Go ahead and comment for me, guys. Let me know who is here. Today's live is going to be a fast one, and then I'm going to start zodiacs. So if you guys have any interest in your zodiac sign, I do every once in a while. I'll start being more consistent, though. Maybe. The zodiac, each one, all 12. I'm going to do them individually this week. Uh, Aries through Pisces, it's going to be a little bit of love, a little bit of finance, and some random predictions. Oh, your granddaughter is learning French. Okay, that's cool. Mademoiselle, I don't know a whole lot of French, so when I hear it, it makes me giggle. But they do talk to me like in the way that I understand. And sometimes they just throw some shit in there. I'm like, what'd you say? I don't know what you mean. Bonjour. Oh my God, when that girl came in and said, I learned Spanish today. Bonjour. You could have just picked me up off the fucking floor. R.I.P. Hello, Leslie. How are you this morning? Oh, she did. She was so fucking serious, too. That's what was funny. It was just, she said it with her whole soul. Her whole soul. And I felt for her a little bit. I was like, I used to go to the blind center and I was learning Braille. And I had a moment like that. They were like, gee, look at all the books and the videos that you can rent from the Little Blind People Library. I wonder, what the difference is. And I turned around, I was like, well, obviously they have the captions at the bottom and tell you what the movie is saying. What you mean? That's for the deaf, stupid. How is the blind going to read the words? Well, if you ever watch the blind version of a movie, you want to talk about being overly described what's happening in a movie. It can turn a 2-hour movie into a book. But I look like the biggest dipshit when I said that. It was fantastic. And I said it with my whole soul, just meaning that. So then I had to rent one and teach myself a lesson. Oh, I made sure to take out the Passion of the Christ, so I had to listen to a whole thing before the Christian. I never forgot. Leslie. Needless to say, I didn't learn the fucking Braille that well either. I know you're shocked. Braille is not as easy as it was. Leslie, things have been heavy lately. I want to say it's going to be all right. There is a new cycle coming open. There will be a new cycle coming open. Now, this could be in work or, you know, ships, relationships. It doesn't have to be romantic either. But I do feel like either in the recent past decisions were made or there is going to be one made. Now, this is going to bring in a tower moment here. There is going to be a big shift and change it, but do not worry about the change, the loss, the heaviness. Go in open-hearted, open to new, ready for the day, because I see more abundance coming right in with this new beginning here. Now, I'm seeing movement all over the place, but this is fantastic. This is fantastic. This is actually a big growth spurt, a big growth move, whether that be physical, but you know what? You as a person are going to grow from the situation that's playing out. So don't get in your head about stuff. Do not do it. Because it may plant a seed of fear of either the change or, okay, is this going to grow into something? And don't do that, because I do feel like balance is just needed when it comes to this, or your shadow is going to come forward and do its best to somewhat sabotage this new beginning. And it's not one that needs to be sabotaged. It does not. This is the time to where you want to draw your firelight. Like this. This is what I'm doing. This is where I'm going to put my heels in. Because it's something that you're supposed to be doing. You may feel like you're going to have to walk the gauntlet, or you might feel like there's just a lot of challenges, and it is like the gauntlet, but it's okay because there's normally, I want to say, the transitional phase that's very uncomfortable when it comes to these new cycles. Sometimes when old cycles are closing out, it's literally, it feels like turbulence coming in, for that final landing at the airport. But that doesn't mean panic and grab the mask. You're going to land all right. The number 7 is sticking out to me. So you might notice significant change by the month of July. Okay, or it could land in July. But I do feel like that there is going to be a financial change. There is going to be some kind of shift or up level for you. Now, whether that part's in July or not, that's not clear, but I do feel like there's going to be something extremely noticeable. So whether the cycle completely closed out by July, or there being a transitional period in July, if that doesn't sound like it's resonating right now. Because like I said, the 7 is just sticking out big time. Even if it was in 7 weeks, it still would land right in that timeline. But I do see very big positive stuff. I got the 9 of Cups here, which is wish fulfillment. I don't know if you plan to travel, but I just see a lot of movement and abundance coming your way. It's just you don't want to. Do not sabotage it. It's gonna be all right. Your angel number is 716. Hello, Tara Hogan. Thank you, Leslie. You rock that shit. All right, Karen. Tara Hogan, did you win a card? Would you like a card? Sorry about me being all up in everybody's face. When I run StreamYard, it merges all the groups into one platform for me. And so I can't use my comment phone, but I can't see the live phone because the words are this big. It's a bitch. So if you see a bunch of eyeball and nose hair, I apologize. All right. Serendipity. Serendipity. Tara, you're going to have something that you don't see coming. It will come out of nowhere, but it's going to be very positive. I think that it's something that's going to be made manifest. It's something that you've asked for. And I don't think that you're going to see it. Oh, I just heard stranger things have happened. So it's like, that might that might be how you take it. There is some sort of movement coming for you. I want to see be open and receptive to whatever movement is coming your way though. I want to say there's going to be some up level to your spiritual gifts as well, and your dreams may get off the hook. Now that's either going to be right now or when this awakening starts. Look out for your dreams to be very relevant. There's going to be a stop to a stagnation and kind of watching a situation. I do also keep hearing the word snake oil. Well, we know the old saying about snake oil. Somebody's selling you a dream, somebody's selling you a line of bullshit. So do watch out for that, because there would be somebody in your energy that is, if this is a friend, this would be a friend of me. It'd be a friend of me. Very much so. Right now is the time to put more back into yourself and connect. But I keep seeing like the crown chakra lit up here. So this is where this is going to be the upgrade. It's going to be more so to the intuition, not necessarily, I'm not going to say your empath part won't, but it's going to be more so intuitive wise. God damn it. I just threw all the cards there. Hold on. Yeah, we got the High Priestess and the Crown Chakra, so that's exactly where it's going to come. So I want to say, if you feel like you're stuck, like like you got spiritual diarrhea or constipation, I mean, not diarrhea, it's because the up level is there. And so I want to say, just believe in yourself more, even if we don't see things coming. Sometimes we just have to trust it. Do not overly focus on things, and don't try to overly focus on the message coming in either. Just be confident with what originally comes. You're getting off some kind of a karmic wheel, or have recently got off a karmic wheel. It was something that keeps happening. There is a pattern that keeps repeating itself over and over and over. And I want to say, just, it's not, at the same time, put in for yourself, but don't keep waiting for things to change. Don't keep waiting for things to change. Sometimes you have to be the fucking change. And it's going to get to the point to where you're going to have to do that. You know, sometimes we tend to do that. We wait like, oh, it's going to get better, but we're not actually doing anything. Here's the fire energy there about taking action, but going with the flow. Knowing when to, I want to say knowing when to lead and knowing when to follow. That's a big one. There's some kind of lesson in knowing when to lead and knowing when to follow. This is something, though, you know, there's a lesson about having some kind of inner peace or a peaceful existence. It's like that's what you want, but you might be attracting, you know, is that, do I want to take that in the reverse? No, that's the reverse. Okay, so there's some kind of inner healing because there's some kind of, I'm drawn to this like toxic looking little fog down here. Like you might be up here, but there's like this toxic fog that like follows. You know, like in the cartoons where it's like, oh. So there's something that you're needing to kind of clear out within yourself so you're not manifesting or drawing that energy. Right? There's been a lot of inconsistency in some fashion. You might be drawing people that aren't that consistent, don't know what they want. But the thing is there's a groundedness within you that still needs to kind of come in. You try to control too many things still instead of going with the flow. I might feel like you are, but with this control and emperor card, it's saying you're still trying to take too much control. You don't trust people's help. But I mean, I'm not going to say I wouldn't either right now, but there is someone that was either is or was in your energy very recently that would sell you a pile of shit. So watch out for that. Your angel number is, I heard 17 and 18, so you can look them up individually or slam them together. And then I heard 1200, so that for me, that's a new cycle beginning, especially with the double zeros. But look, look. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate you. Miss you too, Hooker. On Tuesdays. I don't know how Angela back out and come back because I can hear me through Tara's phone in the kitchen, so I know I have audio. Shauna. Sean. I hope I said that right. All right. Angela, to be fair, there's a lot of people that I read for that don't hear what I say. Usually it's because they don't want to hear it. I wonder if that resonates. Shauna, do you have a father or a fatherly figure in spirit? And I don't know if trees have a significant or some kind of plant to this person. This would be a male for you though, anyways. I don't know if they love to garden or be outside, but I'm hearing something about grass and trees. Grass and trees. And did you take care of him? Because they're talking about somebody being very caring. I'm going to assume that that's you. There was either a caregiver or somebody that was very caring. Does this make sense to anybody else? This would be an older male. I guess it could be a grandfather. This is an older male. And it does feel like they love to garden. Because I keep hearing stuff about like trees and grass and flowers. I mean, I guess maybe they could be talking about maybe where they're buried, but I don't know if it would be an M name or like Marvin or oh, sometimes they just give me names that have the first letter. I do think that there is an M in this name. Could be first, could be last. Can anybody take that? I know it could be for anybody that scrolled by the live here. So if anybody's can in this earshot could take that, let's. Have there been a birthday, anniversary, death date celebrations, or anything like that recently? Because if not, you need to get out. Oh, and you gotta stop giving so much to other people. You just have to. It's time to move on from that because it's not doing you any good. Now, it doesn't mean don't still be a caring person, but there's a level of like overgiving of time, energy, effort, money, things like that to other people. People take advantage. They take advantage. I feel like you've been taken advantage of a lot. And, I think you've been shown over and over again, but I feel like, more so, I want to say in the last 3 years, maybe it's like people that weren't really at your vibration or wanted the same thing. Or you noticed a difference in them, like that you weren't the same. Like, this is not working for me. And I don't know if this is the kind of people I want to be around. But I am getting the number 3. Now, maybe something significant even happened in March. But I do feel like you need to not worry about the people that you're losing because, number one, if they're that kind of people, they're just going to be energy vampires. They don't deserve your time and energy. But you know what? You choosing happiness and you over anything else. And I don't want to say, obviously, if you have kids and things like that, obviously not that. But there is a lot of karmic play out between you and other people. Do you have do you by chance have any significant Libra in your chart? Because I feel like I want to say that your stripper game in a way it could be kind of karma. You dose it out as well as you receive it. You dose it out. But I feel like it's more so like, people in the past, let's say even maybe exes or people like that, still might be like, well, I wonder how she's doing. Or man, I really lost a good person, whether they tell you that or not. Because you were meant to walk away from people that didn't kind of fit the narrative that you were rolling in. And obviously they came in to teach you something, but you gave them a really good dose back. And I keep hearing stop the pain. And it's hard to lose people is what I want to say. But Do you or somebody around you struggle with depression and or slash not excluding have struggled with suicidal tendencies? Surrounded by nothing but Libras. Remember, Libra is the justice card of the tarot. They are the justice. They are karma. And usually people with very strong Libra in their charts, they give a hell of a dose of karma. They also receive it. But not to generalize a sign, but a very unhealthy Libra is a liar, and they're flaky, and you can't necessarily rely on them to do the right things. And if you find yourself drawing a lot of air signs into your life, likely part of your life lesson is to be more lighthearted and fun. Now, I'm not saying you're not fun, but a lot of times if we start attracting the same element or the same sign, that sign embraces something. It's either something that we have to learn from them, or we're getting karma back for something that kind of sign can give us the best dose of, because we're having to pay it back. And so, it's about balance. Obviously, you don't want the toxic traits. An unhealed any sign can be horrid. But when it does come to Libra, they tend to be people that are hard to kind of lock into place. They don't tell the truth. You just don't know necessarily where you stand with an unhealed one. It can be very, very toxic. But the one thing that you do learn from them is what you don't want to do. They do tend to teach people patience. If you're trying to wait on an air sign, you might as well let the air out of the tires. It's going to fucking go flat faster. But, number one, you need patience with yourself and with other people instead of letting anybody in very fast. Sometimes you got to look at the light, the dark there. See people's shadow. But I think you're doing that much better. It's why you had to go through all the things. You were way over giving of things. It wasn't personal by the universe. It was to give you a truth and clarity about self and make you look with it. It was to make you look, because it's like you never felt either worthy or deserving, but there's also like I want to say a sense of obligation. Like when somebody comes into your life, you feel like you need to give it your all regardless, like and prove something in a way. But you've learned not to do that. You were not going to necessarily come in and throw yourself on the fucking grenade for somebody who wouldn't walk across the street for you. That's good, because this is going to open you up for better. It was a pain in the ass to get there, girl. It was very painful along the way. No, you're fine. And, the thing is, when we understand our sign, and everybody should look into their own sign, see what the good traits of your sign is, see what the toxic traits of your sign is, look up what usually karma comes with our sign, because every fucking sign does. We also have our own personal stuff that we have to carry through. And you're going to find some wild ass shit that's going to make sense. You'll be like, oh my God, I felt every bit of what I just read. Makes sense. It's just every sign has their own toxicity. But the self-awareness is half the battle. Understanding where our toxic traits are and pointing them out and working on them. That is how you start actually working and blowing through some of your karma. That is a part of it. To learn what specifically your sign where you need to work on. This is how we don't have to come back to this fucking hellhole so many times. That's how ascension happens. As soon as we can break, they talk about ancestral curses, right? So, example, you ever see those families where, let's say, everybody in them is an alcoholic? It just seems like the whole family just drinks or does drugs even. And then there's that one little turd bomber that seems different than the rest of the family, right? The one that seems different. They seem better than that. And you always hope that one doesn't go the same way as the rest because man, they're so good-natured. Well, for that generation or for that timeline, that is the person that's meant to be different. But will they? Will they see the traits? Will they try to break the pattern? Are they going to take on the challenge? This is where it looks like when you're talking about ancestral curses. People having babies too young, and you can see 4 generations of people getting pregnant in their teens, and you hope that the one that has the smarts that you see that really could be college bound, you're just hoping they're not stupid like their sister. You know what I mean? We see it all the time, and you just hope that the chosen one does it right. Well, when you notice that kind of thing, if you're different in your family, that's when you take that torch and run with it. But then you learn about you and you let go of the fucking shit. The toxic traits of every sign are what's going to rule your life, especially younger years. So I suggest all of you look for that. And you're going to find yourself elevating as a soul and you become free. You become free. You feel very, I don't want to say, oh, you feel so ascended, but you feel better. If your sign has control issues and if you learn how to fucking tame that, God, it's liberating. It's very liberating. So I do suggest all of you look up your sign, the traits. And you're going to find a world, a whole new world, and you're going to learn a little bit about yourself. And you're not going to want to hear all of it. But like I said, self-awareness is huge. Not everybody realizes they have control issues. They think, well, I don't tell people what to do. Control issues are so much more than that. Sometimes we try to control situations. We discourage other people from doing stuff because we want to control them, but without controlling them. We'll talk negatively about other people because we don't want to hang out with them, but we don't want to say we don't want to hang out with them. We try to control timing. There's a whole lot of aspects, but self-awareness. It's life-changing, people. Cancer. I'm going to tell you one thing about cancers. You guys are a heavy fucking energy. I'm not going to lie. Very heavy energy. But you guys carry a very heavy family baggage karma. All of you have a sense of obligation. Cancers, nearly every cancer I know, especially. From the time that you're little till the time that you grow up, all you want is to be grown and have a family and have the perfect dynamic. And you're all family oriented and you do anything for anybody and you would just lay it all on the line. And that's great. But you guys usually end up with the most overbearing, toxic, pushy, ridiculous family. Why? Because you're not supposed to be all about everything but you. You guys carry some of the heaviest, especially, you don't even have to have the star sign Cancer. It could be anywhere in your chart. Remember, your houses matter where you're going to be hit by that sign the most. But you guys carry a very heavy family obligation. and obligation in general. That is a big karmic pattern that you guys have to freaking end in this life. I would say for Cancer, that's one of the biggest. Virgo. Virgo. I'm a Virgo as well. Virgos are overbearing. We're bossy. We have control issues. We overthink. We give ourselves depression. We have mental burnout. We overcriticize ourselves. We mentally cripple ourselves. We throw ourselves into work. We don't feel that much with people when it comes to relationships. We keep people at a distance. We overly test people. There is a shit ton of toxic traits of Virgo. But if you could just be tolerant of yourself and others, that's very liberating. And as long as you realize that you don't have control, not really, and it's okay not to have that, you're going to find that very liberating in itself. Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius. Your communication sucks. It sucks. You could talk all day long about bullshit, but don't ask about a feeling. Not a real feeling, nothing deep. You guys are also flaky, even though you're the humanitarians of the zodiac. You guys are hard to relationship with, especially because you can't always go all the way in because you're so busy floating around being airy and shit that nobody can hold you down. You drive people crazy. And I think there's one knocking at the door right now. Is that Leah? Oh. Hmm? Oh. I was right. It wasn't Aquarius' door. Just the wrong one. All right. I'll go ahead and go on. Go ahead and comment for me. Let me know who is here. If you got a reading. I'll do a couple more before the other one comes in. But I do highly suggest you guys talk out. Talk out. Well, that's probably for Aquarius. You guys need to talk some shit out. Let it go. Let it out. Before you make everybody want to scream and shout. Tiffany. There. Tiffany, are you drinking enough water? If not, drink water. You know, I see that you're actually, Tiffany, I feel like you're taking control of a new narrative. And I do see that decisions have been made or are being made. But I do see you deciding to release something. But it's like I want to say that you are going to take life by the balls. And this is going to be in a new direction. Now, you are going to embrace some kind of fire energy where I feel like, you know, the vision that just popped in my head with this, even though they're the same but different. What popped into my head was like Mario when he's firing the little you know, the little balls at things. Oh my god, that's funny. That's new. So I do feel like you're just kind of going to charge in there, but this is going to be very liberating. But this is something I think that you're supposed to do. This isn't one of those, oh, she's moving too fast. Oh, she's charging in there. No, you're going to be doing exactly what you need to be doing. It is actually about embracing that. I want to say Yes, it's about time, this energy that you're coming to. But I want to say, I also feel like it's also something astrologically speaking. I think that we're going into a phase that's actually going to help you. Now, ask me which one, fuck, I don't know. I don't keep up with astrology that well. But I do feel like it has something to do with some kind of alignment, but also it could be more so the stars are aligned for some kind of action, okay? But I do feel like this is something that's guided on a bigger scale. I do think your intuition helped you here, and I do think that this is going to be very good for you. There's the stuff. You know, there's the angel, the devil. So it's like you're gonna work past some kind of toxicity or negative mindset. You're gonna stop watching and waiting. You're gonna stop watching and waiting. You know, I feel like there's gonna be a release and control. The only thing is there's gonna be a portion of it where you're gonna kind of go back and forth. But I feel like this has more to do with this or that. Should I do this or that or direction? I don't think that that's a horrible stagnation because sometimes, yes, we can run, but we do kind of have to kind of slow down for a second, kind of go, okay, let me look both ways before I cross the road because it's a little safe, right? But we don't want to just stop and wait. But I do feel like the wheel is going to turn. You're going to allow the flow to come in. This is going to be something completely different. You're not going to overly watch. It's just going to be like kind of fuck this, fuck that, fuck you kind of thing. You're going to be more open to something new. And it's going to be very beneficial for you. The movement that was not happening and the coming back to yourself, that's all writing itself. So there's some kind of balance like within, I want to say within the chakras, but it's about you allowing the new to come in. You seem different, but this was a part of a healing process anyway. You know, you may have been frustrated in the past. Like, oh my God, this isn't going. But you know what? It, like I said, the way the alignment's showing, it wasn't time, but now it is. You know, it's the time for growth is now. Okay. You may notice something. I'm not sure when Gemini season starts, and I'm horrid for that. I want to say, I think we just came into Gemini, didn't we? This is May. And I think it goes to like June 22nd. So I don't think we've been in Gemini long. All right. So this is a growth period. I want to say let's take it to the end of June. Between now and the end of June, this is going to be significant. And this is going to be a time period. Like I said, it felt astrological, so it could be in this time period. You may feel your confidence grow because you know what the thing is the one thing about Gemini is that planet that rules Gemini is the communication. The thing is, you know, Mercury is very strong anyways. But I do see things growing throughout the next month and a half. You may have to make a decision, but this is all good. This is going to be good, okay? Because it's going to help you get somewhere where you've been intended to go. And it's taking you right to something new. I'm telling you, new opportunity, onwards and upwards. You just need to be ready to build on it. You just need to be ready to build on it, Tiffany. And I hope that helps you resonate. Our angel number is 1452. Oh, nice. All right, guys. Yep, you just, girl, you do you. Oh, let me pull one of these fucking cards. I keep forgetting. That's one. This is going to be my last card. And I'm going to throw out my zodiac. I'm going to try to get done 2 or 3 today. But I'm going to go right. I got enough time to get one done before she comes through. You got plugged, tuned in, intent, and connected. So, yes, you're like I said, you're coming into alignment with something, and this is going to be very, very good. I do feel like that. It's just, it's linking up. Unquenchable. Look at that. That's like ice. Girl, keep drinking the damn water. Don't be dehydrated. I don't know the water thing. All right, ladies, gentlemen, folks of all places, I will see you here tonight. I will be back on anywhere between 8 and 10 UK time. So I will catch you guys soon, and I hope to see you there.